Good morning. Instead of y'all just always looking at my face, I'm actually going to walk you through this. Seems to be like a better idea. So we're starting a 6-week block. As a reminder, that first week in December is the powerlifting meet, which will be the Saturday right here. So Thanksgiving still falls, as you can see right here. Powerlifting meets falls on the 4th. Normally, I like to try to set up to where Thanksgiving is a transition week, but with what we're trying to do, we're just unable to get that done. So, as always, we'll kind of set up with what the focuses are as powerlifting prep. The conditioning WOD focus overall is going to be speed, speed, speed. We still do have a long, slow distance day in there, but focuses on intensity because we aren't going as long all the time. Justin is still on his progression. This is the last 6 weeks of the progression of strict handstand push-ups and strict pull-ups. Huck is going to introduce some shoulders and hips in the mobility. We're getting raving reviews on what we're doing in mobility using soft tissue work, banded distraction, everything. We're getting real wide with our targets and our uses, and I think people are really loving that, or for what we're hearing is really loving that. So in the class, we're going to do 2 deadlifts in the week, 1 squat, 1 bench, and 1 accessory. The reason we're doing 2 deadlifts is because it's the most dangerous lift of all the powerlifting movements, and it's the one that we're the worst at, so we're going to spend the most time at. So conditioning-wise, on Mondays right now, we're going to do long, slow distance days. Tuesday is going to be that ATP sprint. Wednesday is going to be the long lactic threshold. For those of you that are not following the long lactic threshold, that's 10 to 15 minutes. That's the 80% we're trying to maintain. Thursday is sprint. Friday is short lactic threshold. So those names don't really mean anything to anybody. So I'm actually going to help. Ryan and I were talking about it. We're going to talk about these terms in different ways. So the long, slow distance is kind of self-explanatory. It's aerobic. It's the cruise control 60 to 70%. Sprint is max effort. Long threshold is what we're calling maintain or strategic speed. Okay, this is the 80 to 90% where we're trying not to fall off, but we're holding as fast of a pace as we can. Again, ATP sprint is max effort. All right, and then the newest one that we have kind of put in with this this short lactic threshold, which is only a max of about 8 minutes. This is the take risks day. Okay, this is the if they blow up. Totally fine. If they crash and burn, totally fine. But this is where we find out how fast and how long can we actually hold on. That's going to be on Fridays. Mobility is Tuesday and Thursday. That's what Huck's got for us. Core. Drew is writing us out 6 core workouts as we speak. He is still having a baby, but he's going to get us what he needs so that we can continue to work on core. You see the strength WODs. We're going to deadlift 2, which is actually banded deadlift, accessory day. Back squat 1, bench press 1, deadlift 1. In the parentheses is the L4 work. You'll see that I put the accessory day with the pull accessory day. This is not to be mistaken with Justin's skill work. This is focuses on pull accessories. So coming down here, kind of spell you through at least 1 week so you can see how this is going to work. Monday is going to be banded deadlift. I'm actually coaching on Mondays. I'm going to film a couple videos while I'm coaching so that we can see this done the right way. The biggest deal with this, guys, is 2 things. Actually, let me start over. With this entire cycle, we need to do one major thing. If these people, these community members, if they want to compete, that is awesome, and we want them to compete. If they are going to compete, they need to understand that the next 6 weeks, their number one focus is making sure that they meet the standards of the lifts, meaning that on deadlift, they stand all the way up and lock everything out. On back squat, that they get their hip crease to the knee or below the knee, that they stand all the way up. And bench press, that there is a discernible stop on the chest, and they lock their elbows out at the top. With all the reps, sometimes we're doing triples, sometimes we're doing doubles. They need to focus that every rep is a competition rep. So it's a reset, a set, a rep, a stand up, and then a reset. There's no cycling on this cycle of all 6 weeks. Look, if somebody says they're not doing the powerlifting meet, we can't stop them from trying to do whatever the fuck they want to do. If someone's doing the powerlifting meet, it's our jobs to preach to them and say, hey, that squat wasn't low enough. That deadlift wasn't locked out. Because the last thing I want to happen is them to get to powerlifting day and Jason Tracer is the main judge and he's going to say no because he's going to hold them to a standard. So, banded deadlift. Let's make sure that we're nice to the bands. I'm going to show everybody how to set the bands up. We're going to have videos for that, but let's just make sure we're nice to the bands. We take care of them properly. On Tuesdays, we're going into our accessory days. I'll send videos of all those. We're continuing to work with sleds. We're continuing to sprint. All right. Wednesdays is our back squat day, and we're going to continue doing box jumps. We're only going to do 2 reps instead of 3 reps this time. Thursday is bench press, and then Friday is deadlift with only a single broad jump. So this broad jump is how far can I jump in one singular jump, okay? Reset every deadlift, reset every back squat, reset every bench press. The L4s that you can see down in here, we've got... if you're not going to work out on Thursday, you'll do the bench press on Monday in the L4. Tuesday, there is the pulling accessory. Wednesday, we've got tempo bench, 3 seconds on the way down, 1 second on the chest, and then explode on the way up. It's still light enough that we should be able to explode. Thursday, as always, is always a makeup day. Friday, we're reintroducing some slant boards, but we're going to be in the back squat position, and we're going to add some explosiveness to it. So 3 seconds on the way down, 1 second in the hold, and then we're going to explode up. It's, again, at 45 to 50%. We're going to repeat these things through the 6 weeks. I will discuss these again, but in week 4 is going to be what we call one of our final days. So we're going to have a final deadlift day, a final bench day, and a final squat day. Deadlift is the hardest, so we're actually going to do that the furthest out from the meet. It's going to be about 3 weeks out from the meet. We're going to hit that on week 4 on Friday. On week 5 on Wednesday, we'll hit our final back squat. All right, and week 6, 5 days before the meet, we will hit the final bench press. All right, that is the spell out of what we've got going on. One thing I forgot to mention is Ryan is going to involve intervals still. He still is, but it's always a little bit of a checklist for him. We'll have 1 or 2 days that are interval based, but still falling in our conditioning patterns. So, as always, continue to reach out, ask questions, look this over. This is the most complex strength cycle that we've done to date. So let's make sure we are on top of everything. And as I said in our text message, let's make sure we own our shit and know our days that we are coaching. If we don't, or we don't feel comfortable, reach out to me and I will help you out.